Hey everybody, welcome back to the Hard Park 703 channel. So I'm here at NV Coatings and they powder coat stuff, and so they've already powder coated some stuff for me before in the past for the vet, and so I'm kind of hinting at something that I got that I need powder coated obviously. So let me show you what's going on inside and everything, and then we'll get into what the part is. All right, so just went in and talked to Sam. They obviously see me liking all their posts every single day because I'm local here to them and stuff like that. And I'm always the first to like their posts when they're doing new wheels and stuff like that. So they're like, "Oh, dude, I know you." So anyways, I brought my old spoiler right here because it's a carbon flash, and so I want to get the carbon flash recreated for the part. And so if you can look at that, you can let me flip it around. All right, so you can see that it's a little dirty, but you can see it's like a flaky metallic, right? It's like a gray, almost like a black, but it's not exactly black. And so it's got like a sparkle to it and stuff, right? And so I was worried that it might be difficult to find that here, but let me show you exactly what I found, and it looks identical to it. So I came in here and I was looking at their whole wall, and it took me a little while to find the exact color, but then with Sam's help, we came down the conclusion that it is actually sputtered black. And so how did this end up coming? Sam had told me that somebody with the C8 had already come in and they wanted their wheels in that carbon flash color, and so they had already just done that, and they put a clear coat on it to get the glossiness to match up even better. So this is it. So that is pretty much identical to the wing that I've got. Let's see if we can put it right next to it. So let me put it down. See? So you can see right there that it's pretty much identical to it. So that's gonna come out awesome. That's gonna come out so nice. All right, so simple as that. It's the week before Thanksgiving. I told them absolutely no rush. I will bring the part here the week after Thanksgiving. They told me they can knock it back out, like they can knock it out and within a week's time. I actually just ran into somebody who was painting their calipers for an AMG, and so as soon as I saw AMG in like a lime green, I was like, what kind of vehicle is that going on? So it's on a CLS AMG, and so that's gonna be awesome. Oh, right here, that's the color that I was just talking about. Look, that is awesome. Oh, you're gonna be so happy, man. Yeah. All right. Yeah, you got it, man. All right, man, I'll see you. And so, yeah, see, they do crazy colors here. And so that's what I love about NV Coating. I mean, their color wall was absurd. And so, yeah, it was just great meeting someone new and catching up. And I was like, hey, are you in the car community? Are you going to be coming out to cars and coffees and whatnot, blah, blah, blah. And so, yeah, the gentleman said he's probably going to start bringing his Mercedes out. So I'm excited to see that. But, yeah, all right, I'm going to head back home. Okay, so let me let me explain something really quick. All right, so that vehicle was literally parked right here, okay, right in front of my Jeep. Okay, so I came here, whatever, lifted the gate back or whatever, and then threw my spoiler in there, right? And then I just shot off. Well, I was coming from the front door to the Jeep that was right here, so I didn't notice what was left right next to it. So I'm heading to NV Coatings, and I get the text message from FedEx saying, hey, your package has been delivered. And I was like, what time did it get delivered? And it said 11:07, and I was heading to NV Coatings at 11:40 a.m. So I was like, I didn't hear any truck, or I didn't at least see any truck or whatever like that. And my office it's got the big windows. And so I was like, man, so something that happens all the time is that they deliver. This is my house right here, right? So then that's the corner house right there. On the other side of that house that you're seeing right there, my neighbor, Mr. Nelson, is the other house, which has the exact same number as my house. And so the problem is they both of our streets start with the letter M, and you see the same number. So everybody always just drops their stuff off at my house. My stuff gets dropped off at their house all the time. And so I was like, I don't need this. I don't need this to happen right now. I really, really want these things delivered to me. And so I was like, oh, great, I'm gonna have to come home, and I'm gonna have to call FedEx and be like, hey, I'm pretty sure you guys probably dropped it off in my neighbors. Can you guys pick it up or something, or bring it back, or blah, blah. Well, anyways, I got home, and then I look on the driveway, and I was like, huh. So it was probably right on the other side of the vehicle, and then I pulled off, and I didn't even pay attention that they were just chilling right there on the driveway. Ta-da! Check those out. All right, so ended up picking up new tires. So 2 for the rear, 2 for the front, obviously, blah, blah, blah. Now I've got them all completely squared away, as in, like, now I'm running the same tire on each corner, which is going to be amazing because I'm tired of not having traction at all and everything. And not to mention I was running completely wrong tires on the vehicle and stuff like that, especially for the intended use of the vehicle. So now ended up going with Michelin Super Sports. I had the Michelin Super Sports on the front when I originally got the car, and then the rear, they were the Alpines. Because those were the only things that were in stock during the pandemic. Those Alpines actually handled and performed amazing, by the way. It's just, you know, they're kind of like useless now in summertime because they're just super, super, super stiff and super, like, super hard compound. Pretty much getting better traction with the Alpines in the rear and the Super Sports in the front than I was when I switched to the Toyo RRs in the rear, and then from the Toyos I went to those Hoosier R7s. And I get it. I learned things the hard way. Everyone always told me, don't put track tires on the vehicle if you're not going to race the car and stuff like that, because you need to prep them. And I was like, no, come on. I've seen the movies. And so in the movies, obviously, you know, a sticky tire, it's going to be sticky on the road and stuff. So I was like, no, come on. Race cars have this. So of course I'm going to have extra grip. Wrong. I now learned the difference between like a hard compound, a super soft compound, pros and cons, what kind of temperature is required, and like what else, not what kind of temperature is required, but like how do you prep them and stuff, you know. I was like, oh, okay, let me just drive it around for like a good 10 minutes, it'll heat them up. Nope, I didn't know it was like to the point where you need a burnout in order to basically warm them up enough. And so anything like under like 60 degrees or whatever, I mean, the Hoosier and the Toyos were just, they were useless. They were breaking traction just as easily. So, I mean, I pretty much almost enjoyed the original setup more than that, but that's because I personally screwed it up, you know? And so had I gone the correct route the first time, then I wouldn't be having this conversation. Especially on the forums, on Corvette forum, everyone was recommending Super Sports. They're amazing, obviously, in dry condition. They're good in wet conditions, and they can still get you from point A to point B. In wintertime and stuff, you can still have fun with them. Just obviously, they're not going to be nowhere near as amazing as when it's warm weather and the sun's hitting the pavement and everything, blah, blah, in summertime. But they were still recommending these over all seasons. Like I think the new ones are Pilot Sport All Season 4 or something like that. I think that's what it was. And so I was going to order those instead of these. But then on the forum, everyone said, hey, yeah, they ride more comfortably and everything like that. But trust me, if you think the performance is on par with the Super Sports, it's not. The compound is too hard. And so the traction control kicks on almost at every light because the rear just spins. And so I remember that also happening with the Alpines. And so at first I was like, oh, wow, the car just has so much power. I've never had a car like that, super high horsepower vehicle. And so I was just like, oh, this must be what it's like for every high horsepower car. Like, I mean, as soon as you just step on the gas, even slightly at any light, it's just going to spin, you know? So I just assumed, I was like, oh, that's awesome. Okay. And then I was like, no, that's not the way it should be. And so, yeah, with all that being said, I finally took hours to do my research. I should have been working, by the way. And so I spent a lot of time researching tires and all that and what I wanted to do. And so for that matter, now I'm up to date with information on how to choose the correct tires for what you're going to be using the vehicle for and everything, blah, blah. And so there we go. I remember how well they rode, in the sense of they were really sticky and they followed like the weaves and grooves in the road and stuff like that. But at least that showed that it's a pretty sticky tire. I decided to go with the non-ZP versions because those ride a lot harsher. And so I just went with the standard, whatever you call it. But yeah, so 335, 25s for the rear, and then 285. I think, wait, what is it? Is it 280? Yeah, 285 30s, I think, for the front, isn't it? 285 30 for the front, yes. And then 335 25 for the rear. Yeah, that's what I thought. And so the other part that I love about these is the fact that Michelin, especially Michelin, always gives you that squared away setup. That's what I was searching for in all the other tires. How much I complained about those Toyos. I was really excited for the Toyos. I didn't know about this stuff, and I do a lot of things without consulting my friends, and so I'm like, oh no, I got this. And then I make a mistake and I blew a whole bunch of money, and lesson learned, right? And so I've always learned things the hard way. I'm stubborn. I get that from my father. But anyways, so I kept choosing tires, and they just had really rounded sidewalls. So even if instead of a 335, let's say I went with a 345, 355, it doesn't matter. It was still a round sidewall, and it just looked horrible. So I was like, oh, that's not what I wanted. But not just that. Once I learned about tires and then tread width, section width, I learned there's a difference between like how wide the tire is and then how much actual contact surface, patch, whatever you want to call it, is touching the ground. And that's what you need to care about. And so I could get like a 345, 355 tire, and I would only have like an 11-inch surface that's actually making contact with the ground. And then you go to Michelin's, which are super much more expensive than other brands, but for a good reason, because they're engineered a lot better. And so their contact surface was up to like 1.5 inches more, and I had no idea. And so went back to Michelin's and stuff. Super squared away setup. I love that look. I love the look that came on the Corvette. And so whether they were the Sport Cup 2s or the Super Sports or the Alpines and stuff, they still have that same square setup right there on the edge. And the tire wall just looks beautiful. And so I really wanted that. So everything about these tires, I love. And so I can't wait to go back to that look, because that's what I've been missing this entire time. So at least I'm not going to almost die every time it rains, and let's say I have to somehow be in the vehicle when it's raining and stuff like that, because those Hoosiers, obviously... When I was driving that night, I was like, all right, I'm done. This is where my life ends. But at least this will help out in the rain. Obviously, these probably can handle just fine in the rain. I mean, I'm rarely ever gonna get caught in the rain, but in case I do, at least this is enough to get me home. I'm not gonna be racing anybody, for that matter, driving fast and stuff like that. But this is I'm back to now having a tire that's more suitable for daily driving than just looking cool. And so that was my problem. I wanted to look cool. I wanted to look the part of like, oh, it's a beefy tire in the rear. That's a slick. That's awesome, man. This car must be insane. Blah, blah, blah. I don't care anymore about that. Like, I care more about the vehicle performing the way I want it to than looking the part and then you just, like just parking it and stuff, which I still always just park it and I never push it, but you get what I'm saying. Let me show you something and then start putting 2 and 2 together. I want to tell you guys, but at the same time, I kind of want to build up the suspense. All right, so you'll notice the size, right? So 19 and 20s. So what does that tell you? What I'm running right now are 18s front and rear. So see what I'm saying? Obviously, I got new wheels, right? And so the wheels are on their way here right now, so I can't show you those, but they should be here within the next few days. So as soon as I show you, trust me, I searched. I was going to say search far and wide and all that. It's not like a mystical fairy tale or whatever like that. But I searched for a long, long time for what the perfect wheels were going to be for this vehicle. And so I finally found them, and luckily they were in stock. And I think I got the last set, and then they ship them out and stuff. So anyways, when they get here, I will show you those immediately, obviously, and we will continue the video. But right now, massive shout out to Discount Tire Direct, because these, I literally don't think it's been 24 hours. And if it has, then it's like 24 hours, like to the T. They shipped out yesterday. I placed the order a few hours before that, and they just arrived at, I guess, 11 a.m. here at my house. So I ordered them yesterday, like, I don't know, I was in bed. And so I think that was like 6 or 7 a.m. And then from Texas to here in a day. That's absurd. So thank you so much. That is awesome. That is amazing customer service. And the pricing was absurd. Okay, so Tire Rack only had the 0 pressures. Discount Tire Direct had the standard versions of them, obviously, right? And so I was able to get a better deal on that because obviously zero pressure is going to be more expensive, of course. For 4 of those from Tire Rack, it would have been, I think it was going to be like 20. It was going to be like 2,500. It was going to be like 2,500 shipped. Okay, I got these 4 for 1,800 shipped, which is fantastic. And not to mention, I mean, look, they arrived in a day. So that's awesome. And I've done business with both. I've done business with Tire Rack before many times, and I've done business with Discount Tire Direct as well. And so I've had great experiences with both. But the fact that I'm able to save a lot of money by going with these from Discount Tire Direct, at least for that matter, I can put that money towards, well, for that matter, I mean, I'm put it towards the mounting and balancing for that matter. And then I can also buy a new TPMS sensors and all that. So, you know, saving money is saving money. I wish it wasn't, my fingers are numb right now. That's how cold it is outside. I just wish it wasn't like the dead of winter, because now no more like car events are really going down and stuff like that. I really got to get this exhaust. That's the stock mufflers. I don't have like anywhere in the house to put them right now. So I've just been leaving them here in the back of the car. So I need to figure out where I'm going to put those in storage or something like that. But yeah, dead winter. It's freezing. Nobody wants to do anything anymore. Sun goes down like at 4 p.m. now. Yesterday it was like pitch black at like 3:45 p.m. because we had storms. So I just don't want to wait until next season to have fun again with the car and stuff like that, you know? But at least with these tires, at least now I can take the vehicle out more often during wintertime and not have too much of a problem, as opposed to like when you're really not supposed to take out track tires at all when it's like 40 degrees or below and stuff like that, you know, because you could actually crack that compound and everything. So yeah, anyways, all right, so I'll pick this up I'll pick this up in a few days. All right, bye. Hey, all right, so literally just got the wheels dropped off. So they're about to head to NB Coatings, and I'm gonna drop them off there. It's Monday before Thanksgiving, so no rush whatsoever and stuff like that. You know, I expect everyone to not be working this week and stuff. My next install appointment is December 9th at GTP, so they got plenty of time and stuff. You know, I told them no rush. But let's take a look at what the wheels look like right now. All right, so that's awesome to know. Just opened the box, at least the first box, and they seem to all come with this type of protection right here. So if this is the outer lip, you know, at least this way, you've got cushion and stuff. The reason why I say that is just because, you know, sometimes in transport, the boxes will get, you know, like dented and stuff like that. This already, it didn't, no damage to the barrel or anything like that. It's just, I bet you someone was probably trying to grab it, you know, and it just started cracking the cardboard. But just knowing that this is, they're protecting the wheel, this is awesome. Let's move this out. Right. Okay. All right, let's take a look. Oh yeah, the amount of protection on this thing. So another plastic layer, black layer, right? And then foam. Oh man, that's awesome. Oh, I can't wait. All right. Oh, that looks so good. That is sick. That is so nice. Wow. It already comes with a finish on it. I didn't know that. Huh. That's really cool. Okay, so the outer portion's like a machined color, and then this is already painted. This is painted kind of like a sparkly, like silver. Oh, that's awesome. Look at that. See the difference? See like the center? Oh, that looks really nice. That's so cool. Wow. That is beautiful. That is drop dead gorgeous. Oh, now I'm kind of bummed out. Man, now I'm wishing this color flowed well with my vehicle. Like if I didn't have the orange stripes, yeah, if I didn't have the orange stripes, I bet you I could probably get away with this. Like if I had no orange accents whatsoever on the vehicle. But celebrate Thanksgiving. Sorry, some spam messages pop up while I'm recording. Man, that looks so cool. It looks so cool and so good. But nah, like the color I chose will ultimately obviously flow better with the vehicle. So still gonna definitely go that route. But had I known it came in this, I would have just ordered it in all black, so then that way I wouldn't feel so bad. If it came in all black, I would have been like, oh, okay, cool. That's just a gloss black, whatever. I'm gonna, you know, blast all that away, and then they're gonna powder coat it and stuff. But this is really, really nice. What a shame. beautifully. Everything is checked over, no dents, scratches, nicks, nothing like that. Man, they're such beautiful wheels. That really impressed me. I had no idea what kind of a surprise I was in for. That is such a gorgeous color that it comes from MRR. And so for that matter, they came with, I guess, the polished center caps. And so I was thinking of maybe I could paint them, you know, but instead of going through all that trouble, I do want, since these are the C8 Z06 replica wheels, I'd rather have the Corvette logos in the center. And so I want to get them in carbon flash, because since the wheels are going to be carbon flash, at least it'll all flow. I was going to take the center caps off my stock Z06 wheels, but I think those are black because they came with black wheels. So I'm just going to end up ordering those, and then that way they pop right in. I already just went to the MRR website to verify that they accept stock center caps from GM. And so, yeah, so everything's good. I'm going to drop everything off there. I'm going to keep these center caps here at the house just so they don't get lost in the box. All right, so just made it to NV Coatings. Just brought the wheels inside. Just talked to Sam, and such a great guy to offer the fact that he can go ahead and deliver the wheels to GTPs, so then that way he can save me the hassle of coming back, grabbing them, and going to GTPs, because he said he swings by GTPs all the time. So thank you so much, Sam. I really appreciate that. All you guys here at NV Coatings, thanks for always giving me like 100% on the colors and the customer service, everything. I love you guys. And one more surprise, I dropped something else off with the wheels, so I'm not going to ruin the surprise. You'll see. It's going to be pretty dope. So just stay tuned. As soon when the wheels go on, the other part's going to go on. So you'll see it. It's awesome. It's awesome. So just all right. Stay tuned. So dropped everything off at GTPs. They came over here to NV Coatings, saddled up with them and everything. Got to look at the wheels. They came out beautiful, and got to look at the other part that I told you about. I'm not going to give it away just yet. Everything came out like it better than perfect. Okay, like this is gonna be epic. They're doing me the favor of taking everything. They're gonna load everything up in this truck right here, and they're gonna take everything to GTPs. I gotta get back to work, but I'll show you obviously in the video and stuff like that what it all looks like. It's really cloudy right now, so it wouldn't all come out as nicely as I would want, at least showing you the first time, you know, in the video. So I'm gonna wait until tomorrow, because tomorrow's supposed to be sunny and stuff, and then maybe like a little bit better lighting like in GTPs or something. We'll figure it out, but right now I don't want to unveil everything. Okay, so I'll pick this video up tomorrow when I pick up the car. Monday, December 12th. Yeah. So the vehicle stayed at GTPs over the weekend, and for very good reason. So I made the mistake of ordering aluminum lug nuts. That's the first time I've ever ordered aluminum lug nuts. I didn't even pay attention that they were aluminum. And so I just found out the difference between aluminum and steel. So obviously aluminum is a softer metal. And so, yeah, it's made for race cars and everything, and saves weight, blah, 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 all that stuff. Well, anyways, if you have a race car and you're going to the track and stuff, that's fine. You can, you know, break the lug nuts or whatever and stuff, and you probably have a whole bunch of spares lying around, and you can just swap them out. So no problem. But for a daily, you obviously definitely want more durable steel lug nuts, for that matter. So they began to torque down the aluminum lug nuts, and they were only about like 70% torqued, and then they started to strip. So that was horrible. So yeah, so anyways, I bought steel lug nuts. I was just waiting for those to arrive, so they just arrived. I'm heading straight to GTP, so then they can put those on. They're open-ended this time. The other ones were closed. I thought that was going to be an issue with open-ended lug nuts, but I mean, they were saying like if you're on the East Coast and high humidity and all the stuff that they throw on the roads, like all the salt and all that, blah, 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 then yeah, you're probably going to have an issue with rust and all this. But then at the same time, how often do I drive the vehicle in the wintry weather and stuff, you know? And I wash the car every weekend anyways, and I hose it down and stuff, and then I use my leaf blower to dry it all off. So I think it should be fine. I'm being overly critical, but that's me. I mean, I'm you know, I'm really anal with everything on the vehicle. But anyways, yeah, I don't think it should be a big issue, but that was the situation there. And then I had bought center caps, and the center caps were I screwed them up. They were beautiful. They were absolutely amazing and stuff. They were black though, so they didn't match the wheels, I'll admit. But I put a clear coat on it, and I know nothing about painting. So since they were like an aluminum metal surface, I guess you have to prep that, especially for clear coat to stick to it. So I sprayed clear coat on it, and it just beat it up like as if you had just put a hydrophobic solution on it, you know, like what do you call it, like, you know, like a when you're spraying your windows down or whatever like that, you know, so then the water beads up and it doesn't, you know, run down your windshield. That is a really, really nice car. I wasn't fast enough to flip it around. Oh, I filmed that car. You guys have seen it. It's a 240 SX with the chassis mounted wing and stuff like that. I filmed that thing plenty of times. Cool car though. But anyways, yeah, so I screwed it up, and I thought I could smoothen out the clear coat by, well, let's just by adding more clear coat to it. I thought it would just adhere a lot better. Ultimately, after 3 coatings of clear coat, yes, I did smoothen it out. However, it came out ripply, kind of like that Honda texture that you see like on valve covers, you know. So for that matter, it's not exactly ideal. But anyways, I ended up biting the bullet. GM, the OEM center caps for carbon flash wheels. So in this way, obviously it'll match perfectly. It'll be a complete like OEM wheel. You would say, why didn't you just do that in the first place? Because money. So it's $30 for the really, really nice aftermarket center caps that were all black. But they matched the black from the Z06 wheels, right? The stock Z06 wheels for the C8 Z06 wheels. But since I went ahead and got C8 Z06 wheels, and then I put carbon flash on it, now all of a sudden black center caps aren't going to match that. So the center caps that I ordered, yes, they're for a C7 Corvette, and they got the C7 logo on it and everything, but they're just going to match the factory wheels and stuff. So anyways, I needed something carbon flash, and so I ended up going with the carbon flash ones, and $30 for the aftermarket ones for all 4, or $160 for all 4 from GM. So the difference between 30 and 60 is a lot, but I didn't want to mess around, you know, and try again with another set of aftermarket center caps, you know, and stuff. So I was just like, whatever, this is going to look amazing. And so, yeah, so I ordered those up, got those over the weekend as well. We're going to pop those on, and it should come out looking like as if it came from the factory. So can't wait to take a look at the wheels, and then something else. And so, yeah, we'll cover all that stuff right now. I'm literally about to pull up the GTPs. And so, yeah, I'll pick this up in a little bit. I know this video's been all over the place and stuff like that. Just a lot's been going on and stuff. All right, I promise I'm going to wrap up the video nicely, and I'm going to touch base on everything that I've mentioned in the video. All right, picking up the vehicle right then and there. No, I'm actually heading back home because I have meetings and stuff. So I'll probably pick up the car either later today. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot happening at work, so we might have to stay later. So I might not be able to pick it up tonight. I'll have to pick it up tomorrow. But either way, sorry for the thinking like I was going to show the vehicle right now and everything, because I didn't even get to see it. It's in the back of the shop and stuff. I just dropped everything off at the front and then heading right back home. But clarification on the aluminum lug nuts. So when I got there, Galen and everybody had told me, so the problem with the aluminum lug nuts is the fact that, so yes, they go on race cars. They're specifically meant for just race cars, because of the fact that when you thread them on and take them off, they're meant to be used only once. Right, so you use them real quick. That's where the weight savings comes in and stuff, and then you toss them next time, because when you're retorquing them down and everything and stuff, there's less of a chance of you damaging the threads on the stud than with a steel lug nut, right? So the studs are going to be high strength steel for that matter, and then the lug nuts would be aluminum. So the softer metals obviously going to be the one that's going to get destroyed. So yeah, so that's why they were like, they're cheap and they're lightweight and everything, because they're just meant to be used once and stuff, and then you just toss them and then throw on a new set, like I was saying. And so steel is obviously for daily. So that's so I get it. So I made that mistake. Luckily I was able to correct it immediately, so now we weren't really waiting on anything. It was just with the weekend, you know, like I was supposed to pick up the vehicle on Friday, and then the weekend happened and stuff like that. And luckily, I mean, I got everything over the weekend. Hey, all right, so it is New Year's Day, for that matter. I guess January 1st. Happy New Year, by the way. And I know that's a long gap between December 12th. Stuff happened, so now we're picking it back up. So sorry, I'm getting into the rhythm of filming again. I have not touched this type of like filming stuff in a while or whatever, you know. I ordered stuff over Christmas for filming and everything. Haven't even bothered opening it yet because I haven't been doing any of this stuff for a while. So all right, we're gonna jump right into it. Let me show you the wheels, and then let me show you the other part that I've been talking about nonstop. So all right, let's get to it. So what do you think? Those are the new C8 Z06 wheels. They fit perfectly on the C7 Z06. Perfectly. The fitment is fantastic. Just slightly less aggressive than the 18 that I had. So, but I think it actually flows a little bit better. So, because on the front, the 18's poked out just slightly more, but that's just the tire. So it's not that the offset is any different. And then the rear actually pokes a little bit more now, even though the tire isn't as aggressive, but that's because I put a different spacer on there. But so I wanted this whole thing to be flush. All right, this is horrible filming. I'm gonna redo it. Okay, there we go. Really nice design. Comes out really, really nicely. Go around to the rear. All right, so get a better look at the rear. See, so it's nice and flush now with the what would you say? I guess the fender flare, right? The gravel guards and whatnot. You know, like the rock guards that I put on, and that's what I wanted. I wanted because it's stuck in further and it would have been completely flush with just the fender, but since I had these attached, I wanted to make it flush with obviously the attachments and stuff, so I ended up putting a more aggressive spacer in the rear, and then I left the spacer the same in the front. But it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. Got the tires, and now I've got grip again. I missed that so much. I was spinning tires the entire time when I had those Hoosiers in the rear. You know, last time I ever get track tires, I do not know how to drive a vehicle like that or do burnouts and whatnot and get them prepped and stuff, you know. So everybody gave me the advice, build the car for how you drive it, right? And so that made complete sense. Obviously I'm stubborn and I learned the hard way, and billions of dollars later and stuff, you know, I wish I would have listened the first time around. But yeah, so these tires, I've got Michelin Super Sports now, and they're perfect. They're perfect. They grip beautifully. So I'm really happy with that. I ended up going with they're not the zero pressure ones. I mean, I don't think that makes a difference, but at least the ride is not harsh. I thought it was gonna be really harsh because obviously the tires I had were super thick, and now I've got really thin profile tires. But the ride is just as good, or maybe even better. So that's something. All right, let's get back to the wheels because I'm really excited. All right, so check out the design. That design is awesome. It's really easy to clean too, by the way. That was the best part. The leaf blower works really well on that. But yeah, so, and then these are the center caps that I was telling you about, right? Those are the ones that I had that I had to end up ordering, so then that way it matched. And then obviously you can see the open-ended lug nuts. So flows really nicely. And now let's go to the rear. So the rear, much more concave. See, it's really nice though. Really nice. The color came out beautifully from NB Coatings. Thank you so much. That color is identical to that color. It's perfect. I love it. So you can see the flake and everything in it. Just awesome, awesome, awesome. And then you can see the flake thing in it. See? Just perfect. Going back to this size tire and everything. So I had 18s front and rear, right? And now I've got 19s in the front and 20s in the rear again, because they're the GM size wheels, GM spec, I'm sorry. And it actually lowered the vehicle. So now I clear my driveway just like by this much. Before I cleared it by kind of a centimeter, now it's really barely clearing. I have to go really slow. But it's awesome because I don't have to lower the vehicle anymore. Like, it's just, it dropped on its own, so it's perfect. So let me show you how much the front is. All right, so check it out. Like that front is much lower. This angle might not be showing, but I'm telling you right now, it is much lower. Like here, we'll put my shoe. Okay, so my shoe. There you go. There you go. That's my shoe right there. So that's how low it is on the front. So I gotta be extra careful now. Now, before me showing you the other part, so the reason why I hadn't filmed in a little while, we had a little bit of an accident when the wheels and tires were going on and stuff at GTP's. So the front lip, I think now I'm going to be on my 4th front lip setup because it broke again. It broke, I know it broke 2 times. 2 other times. One of them was, I think, at the body shop. And so it is what it is. It's so low that like nobody can gauge, you know, what it can clear, and you know. So it's okay. It's just me. It was me being OCD that I didn't want to drive the vehicle at all. It's like those memes, you know, where it shows like a small little dent, a scratch on the car, and then the picture next to it just shows a vehicle just completely mangled, totaled, and that's how you view it. And that's exactly how I viewed it. It was a small little like crack, but I was like, oh, I can't drive this. I'm so embarrassed to drive, but that's just me personally. So now I finally took it upon myself to try to clean it up a little bit. And so here, let me show you. Okay, so right here on this end. So I tried to put like some back to black on the plastic piece, you know, to try to make it look new, but this is like faded because I guess it dug into the plastic, and then there were scrapes here, and then it's cracked right there, and then scraped. Not a big deal, obviously everything's intact and stuff, but to me this made it seem like the whole vehicle is it's done. I don't even want to drive it. But okay, so what had happened was we had just put everything on the vehicle, and then it came down off the lift, and then those yellow lift arms, you know, like they're pretty thick and stuff, and the front of the vehicle sticks out so much, and so we were backing out the vehicle, and then we took the turn, and it caught the edge of one of the lift arms, and then obviously just stress, just poof, you know. So it is what it is. It was an accident and stuff, you know. I wasn't even that upset about it, in the sense like I would rather have my friends do this stuff to the car than like just a random accident somewhere out in the world, you know. But yeah, so like when I saw that, I was like, oh God, you know. So anyways, ordered everything new. It's back ordered, so it will, they said by like end of January, I guess, it should be arriving, hopefully. So I hope that's the case. But anyways, till then I was like, well, I still want to drive the vehicle. It's gorgeous out. It's January 1st right now, and it is 65 degrees. Okay, that's insane. I will take it. So I washed the car and everything, and I just want to cruise around a little bit because it's been garage like this entire time in winter. It's been like 20 degrees for like the last, like, I don't know, 2 to 3 weeks and stuff. So, you know, anyways, okay, let's get back. So yeah, so these were like yellow markings, you know, and so I just took a Sharpie and just covered them up, you know, so that's good enough or whatever, you know. And then I tried, like I said, I tried to buff
this as much as possible. But I mean, unless you're really looking for this right now, I know the sun is obviously hitting it perfectly, but I'm saying unless you're really looking for it, you're not going to see that. I mean, if you're looking at the entire vehicle, right, you know, so if you were to just kind of, there's so much happening with the vehicle that I don't think your eyes are going to be drawn to that. It's the fact that now I bring it up. So see, like, yeah. So anyways, that's me making myself feel better. All right, I had to turn the vehicle around for just 1 second, so then this way at least the sun does exactly what I want it to do for me showing you this next part. So along with the wheels, NV Coatings went ahead and powder coated my exhaust tips. I wanted like a nice anodized gold on there, you know, almost like a titanium finish. And that's exactly how it came out. It looks so, so good. Look at that. I'm in the shot. Oh, my shadow's in the shot. Okay, I'll try to duck down. Look at my, oh, my back. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? The shade is perfect. It's perfect. And they didn't do the entire thing, by the way. I just wanted the tips. It's not like they did the mufflers or anything like that. I just wanted the tips. Because that's pretty much all you can see anyway, so. But yeah, look at that. Isn't that awesome? Wow. It came out so good. Let me move my shadow out of the way. There you go. That's an even better shot, right? Wow. That looks awesome. Just pause for a second to like take pictures of the vehicle real quick, so that way I can upload that along with you know, the rest of the segments and everything and stuff. And it's such a blessing, like when I have so many neighbors pass by and they're like, hey, how are you doing and stuff? Hey, beautiful car and stuff, you know. It means a lot to me, you know, that people enjoy it as much as I do. So, but just look at how the sun, man, that flake just captures the sun. Oh man. Like, I love Carbon Flash. Carbon Flash, this color is gorgeous. But then also, like, the tips, especially in the sun, they pop so much. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I spent way too much time trying to take the right angle for the picture and everything. But anyways, sun is setting so fast. The sun was much higher, like, sun was much higher like 15 minutes ago, so I'm wasting too much time. I at least want to do one little lap around town before I garage it again. So yeah, so I'm gonna wrap this video up, but I really hope you guys liked how the wheels came out. I am so in love with that. They're the MR755 MR. I'm gonna stop the video. I'm gonna Google it. So the C8 Z06 wheels look epic on the C7 Z06. Obviously, they're rotary forged replicas. They're from MRR. They're not the actual GM wheels. I needed to clarify that if I hadn't said that before. But, well, actually, see, this is what happens when you pick up a vehicle after so long. I just realized right now I've got segments saved on my phone right now that show the actual wheel. So obviously there's no mistaking it, obviously. So the reps, but exact same spec and everything like that. And, you know, they came in the exact color. That color, I still miss that color. That color looks awesome on the C8 Z06s, and I wish it would have flowed with this car, but Carbon Flash, I think, just was a better fit, you know? So anyways, I'm sweating because now I'm glistening. So, all right, well, if you like that video, go ahead and click that like button, hit subscribe. I'm back, you guys. I've got more parts to install. The other parts they're a little bit smaller right now. A little bit smaller. How do I say this? Okay, they're not significant parts. They're significant to me. I think you guys will like the videos and everything like that, but they're not like brand new supercharger or something like that for right now. So I'm gonna film those videos relatively soon and stuff like that. January 23rd, I get really epic goodies installed on the car, so that's gonna be dope. Then I gotta go get retuned. So I'm gonna have to set up an appointment with More Automotive for that, and then I've got a really big surprise. So yeah, just stay tuned. So many awesome things are gonna happen for this car season. My friend Sky told me, like, slow the F down, because you are exhausting everything on the vehicle, like as in you're already doing everything to the vehicle, and then all of a sudden now you're gonna have the vehicle for a long time and you're gonna get bored because you have nothing else to do to it. That is true. So I'm gonna try to slow it down a little bit. I get really excited, and then I forgot to explain why I even swapped out the exhaust, because you guys are probably like, wait, why is the stock exhaust back on? So my friend, I say that loosely because I've never personally met him, but we've talked for like over a year now. And so we belong to the same like vet pages and everything. And so I've been following his build. He's a legit like Corvette. I'm trying to adjust the seats while I'm talking to you. Sorry, I can't multitask. But yeah, all right. So he's a legit like race car driver, and so he builds his own parts and everything. And so he had a titanium exhaust on his car for the longest time, and that was the sexiest sounding exhaust I've ever heard in my entire life. So anyways, I wanted it. I was not aware that an exhaust titanium exhaust can cost $7,000. I get it, it was custom made and stuff like that, and it's from the headers back and everything. So considering I'm his friend, he was like, yo, I can let it go for $5,000. But I can't, I'll just be losing too much money. Otherwise, there's no point in me selling it. And I was like, I get it, man. I get it. Yeah. I was like, all right, let me see if I can justify it and if I can find the funds. You know, I was upfront with him. I wasn't like wasting his time. $5,000 was just way too much for an exhaust, for another exhaust, you know? So for that matter, he already found a buyer. I mean, he had people lined up. There's people with so much money in this world. You know how it is. And so, yeah, there went the exhaust. I wanted louder. Okay, so the other exhaust, you guys heard it. It was throatier. It was louder per se, right? Like, so by definition, it was louder and throatier. But I still wanted louder. And the other one was not as loud as this exhaust, my factory muffler. I'm gonna assume because of the back pressure, right? So yes, I gained power. I noticed a difference in it. Trust me, from me getting tuned with the other exhaust on, and then when I put this exhaust, the factory exhaust back on, I definitely lost some power. And I can feel it. I can feel it in like, you know, like accelerating. So not just that though, but it's the back pressure, right, is what causes the sound and stuff. So you know, if you're running 3 inches to 2.75 and then it comes out the exits at like 2.5 or whatever it is, stuff, that decrease in size, you know, that gives you the extra snap, that extra crackle. And so the other one was wide open, obviously, you know, it's better flowing and everything, and it's going to give you more power and stuff, and it's going to be a certain tone, and it's going to be louder and stuff, so great. But I still wanted louder. And so this exhaust is louder than that. But the titanium one, even though it's full 3 inches, it's louder than this, even though it doesn't have the same back pressure. So isn't that tells you something? That's crazy. Different metals resonate differently, different frequencies, I guess, and stuff. You know, so I guess the titanium exhaust is the ones that sound epic, but you know, they carry a price because they weigh nothing and they give you all that, the benefit of super lightweight and weight savings, I guess, and extra power, right? So anyways, just wanted to clarify. So then you guys were like, why did you go back to the stock exhaust? So anyways, I'm still looking for another exhaust. I don't think unless someone gives me a really good deal, I'm not gonna be able to put on a titanium exhaust on here. But at least I kind of almost have that like mimicked kind of look with the tips, you know? So, and I'm not trying to fool anybody. I'm not going to tell people that it's a titanium. I'm telling them it's the factory exhaust that I powder coated. But anyways, it came out beautifully and stuff. So I'm super happy with that. But yeah, all right. So I already wrapped up the video like probably like 5 minutes ago or whatever. But yeah, subscribe and like the video. All right. I'll see you guys. Bye.